back to the podcast with myself and the wonderful... No, that's cool. I'm glad you had a good... anything that Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix, it is very good, and I do recommend it as a series. Alright, okay, well...
Alright.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. And you can still hear you, so that's...
Okay, yes. I apologise a bit of a... We will continue this. Omelette doesn't have a great battery either.
Oh, well, so we're nearly at this anyway.
Apparently, 26%, it's alright.
Oh, actually, so some of the ones that I've got written down is What the Hell, Smile and Darling. Some very, very good songs, but I would say listen to the album. Interesting one. Myself always suggest stuff to each other, and we always look.
Blue Egg Meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So even that, it's just not natural. Like a banner just over your neck.
Power through it, and you don't really leave room to interpret.
Yeah. That is what we shall definitely be doing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mind Over Madness podcast. Hello. And welcome back to the podcast with myself and the wonderful Sean. Look, there he is with his new trim, looking very suave.
Trim, fresh this morning. It was a bit shaggy. Needed doing.
Yes. But how have you been, good sir? You've had an interesting week.
Yes, I've been good. I've been having a little staycation in Anglesey, which is very nice. I am one with nature now and the seaside. So, yeah, I got a lot of walking done, got a lot of sights seen and pictures taken and stuff. So,
that's good.
That's all you really want on a little walking holiday. So,
that's all you can ask for.
Spend a lot of time with my doggies and my family, which was, you know,
fun. It was enjoyable.
But yeah, so that was my week, and I just got back yesterday, so just been sorting the house out and, you know, having a prep for this as well.
Yes.
A small prep.
Small prep regardless, but a prep nonetheless.
And that rhymes.
Yes. Somehow I managed to do that. I'm a poet and I don't even know it.
He's a rapster, and he doesn't even fapster.
Oh. I don't fap. I am against the fap.
Ooh, interesting topic.
No one believes that. No one. But yeah. No, that's really cool. What was it like having a staycation then? Like, because obviously it's not far from where you are.
No, it's like really good. The benefit of Anglesey is like it's like really easy to get to with roads and stuff. North Wales, and it's like not as well known as somewhere like Cornwall. So, and it's got like literally places that are just as stunning and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great, and we've got a family friend who lets us have their caravan for free. So you can't really go wrong with that.
Free holiday.
I know, like, it's literally cost us a bottle of wine and some flowers.
That's a pretty good deal. I'll give you that. It's a pretty good deal.
Well, we've always been a fan of the staycations. No one really wants to go abroad since, you know, things happened, and I don't know, we don't really feel like going abroad anymore, I suppose. Not just the virus.
Yeah.
But we've been like that for years, so we're quite used to the staying thing. We've got a beautiful country, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a very beautiful country.
So
it's not
I'd
appreciated.
Like every inch of it.
I want to see every inch. Every inch available. No, it's good. I'm glad, because I've been debating about whether to do a staycation or not. Although I know you've got another trip coming up very soon, which we won't discuss too much on here because something special might be happening.
Yeah.
When you come down, but somewhere.
Absolutely.
But yes, we'll see. Yeah, so you busy bee, man. You got 2 staycations in like less than a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how the next one goes.
Did you have to drive down to? I'm assuming you did, but did you do the driving for Anglesey?
I didn't actually. It's my mum that did the driving.
Oh, that's good.
But I will be doing the driving next time.
Which is it longer or is it shorter or quicker to get?
It's only took us 1 hour 45 to get to Anglesey, which is quite because it's North Wales and we're kind of just on the same level as it.
Yeah.
But South Wales, it's like you got to go all the way down here and then
And then you got to go around roundabouts.
Oh well, yeah, that's at the end. It's literally all motorway, but it just takes ages because so many people have accidents, and the day I'm planning to travel, it is also Freedom Day.
It is. Oh, that's going to be a fun
Day.
time on the road for you.
It will be a purge by the time I've finished driving.
You get there. It's just I have clocked up exactly 197 purges and a half. Why the half? One of them was a small child.
Small being.
But yes, no, that's cool. I'm glad you had a good time away. Obviously, I have missed you. I've missed our gaming sessions, but you are back now. And
yes, I have missed my home comforts and being able to talk to people and stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, how has your week been?
Interesting. Busy. I'll be honest. Very, very busy. A lot of stuff going on. I won't talk too much about stuff on here, just in case some stuff doesn't come to fruition. But yes, lots of busy work. Some family stuff. Went to go and see my granddad, which was cool, for the first time yesterday, since he's been in the home. It was nice to see him, spend a bit of time with him. Got to see my nan as well, which was also very lovely.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Lot of good things have happened. And I also bought myself a wrist rest because I was sick to death of using the the end of the desk to cut into my wrist.
Oh, right.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I need something to lean on.
I haven't heard of one of those.
Yeah, I got a mouse pad as well, but I tend.
If it's for someone who no.
Yeah, no. Yes, that would be unfortunate, shall we say, if that is why they were created.
Repetitive strain injury.
That's why I have the wrist supports. Yes. Enough about our wonderful weeks and our wrist straining repetitive syndromes. Enough about the hidden obscurities of jokes towards having a wank. Let us move on to the wonderful news that obviously isn't wonderful most of the time, except we did have some good news. Matt Hancock resigned. Yes. I don't quite understand why people seem to think he resigned because he had an affair. That was all contrived and made up, I personally believe. But I don't know. What's kind of your thoughts on the Matt Hancock situation?
It's just like the hypocrisy of like leading politicians. Like, it's really need to know. Another one who's bent the rules or broke the rules. It's a bit like I think people are just like so fed up with it and so over it by now that it just didn't need to happen. And the one person who like makes the rules is just doing his own thing, doing whoever he wants.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's quite funny though and ironic, that he gets caught out. He's all high and mighty all the time. But now, yeah, you're just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So quite right that he's gone, but
he should have been fired.
Like,
I mean, a long time ago. But
yeah,
Boris is too much of a wimp. Well,
it'll have been a discussion behind those doors, like, oh, it's either you resign or I'm going to have to fire you. So he will resign. Yeah. Who wants to be fired?
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I believe
pay package.
Yeah, of course, because rich and he has friends. Somehow, he somehow has friends. Anyone in politics somehow has friends. But yeah, I truly, like, a lot of people have been talking about it and saying, well, he resigned because he was obviously having an affair with his wife. No, that was just the thing the media pushed. As the media don't push the actual news, they just push an agenda. They only want you to see what they think you want to see. Again, this is all my opinion. I need to say that for legal reasons. But yeah, well, can you imagine? Like, I didn't make that statement. They were like, "Well, we're suing you because you called us liars." Can you imagine how ridiculous?
I don't think it's newspapers that sue you. It's just people that sue newspapers for lying about them.
I don't know. It's very contrived. Clearly, that is not the reason that he was let go. For one thing, having a camera inside of the health secretary's, what was it, his office, or just that part of the building?
I think it's one of his offices which he conducts all his interviews in.
Yeah. Which, again, there's never, ever been any recorded instances of cameras being in those offices. So why was there suddenly one now?
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up. And I think the entire affair thing was just a spun thing. It isn't actual. I think it's just spun up to distract from the actual reason that he was fired, which is because he shit at his job and he killed a lot of people unnecessarily. Yeah. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's just my speculation. And,
I don't know, it's a bit weird. He did seem a bit into it.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. You've seen the footage then.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone looked at it like, oh, how does this man flirt?
Yeah, we wanted to see how he...
I wanted to see how he groped. Clearly taking lessons from Trump. But, yeah, I don't know.
So, like, he was in the perfect place.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just, like, pops out of nowhere.
I don't know. It feels very contrived. It feels very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Arranged. Staged. Yeah, staged and arranged. Like, it doesn't feel like it was genuine, you know? Like, again, why would there be cameras in there? If there was cameras, that insinuates there's an investigation. So wouldn't they put up evidence of a more serious thing that they're investigating rather than, look, he touched another woman's arse? Like, it's
like, what is the best way to, like, exit this position, you know, whilst not having any side effects at all?
And the fact that, you know, he hired her and she was a previous friend to him as well, and like everything has been around that one thing. I've only ever seen one article that was talking about other reasons why he was fired, like the mishandling of the vaccines and the misappropriation in assigning specific people to certain parts of the NHS, even though they have already failed at other jobs. I've seen very little on that, and that's the thing that gets me. It's like, it's why I just don't trust government anymore. I'm just like, do you know what? I'm not even listening to the government, the news, nothing anymore. If I see something in the news, I'll look at 100 different articles about that one thing, just to make sure you get every bit of information, because every news part's like, well, we'll do this bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if a different theory would be like Cummings had he obviously despised Matt Hancock, so he may have got someone to put the camera in the office and seen what he's up to or something.
I don't think we'll ever know truly what happens in government. I think that would be very naive for anyone to think. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't put it past that being a possibility. Like him coming to having something to do with it.
Yeah, like paying an insider.
Yeah, I mean, again, if
I'm going down, you're going down with me.
Do you know what, as well? I don't know if you'd agree, but I feel like government, especially in this last year, it feels more like a reality TV show than it does like government now, which I think just, it really shits all over everything, that they're meant to stand for. Like, oh, well, we help the people.
Yeah.
By having affairs.
Yeah, all eyes on them, and it's like, it's very silly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What was your thoughts on the entire situation?
Well, everyone's kind of glad that he's out. He's appearing on all these shows that acting all smug, like, oh yeah, of course we did the right thing, by sending old people back into care homes and not being tested. And it's just it's good to have a bit of the light shone on the situation and him going, but I don't know really. Yeah. As far as whether it's a conspiracy and stuff, or maybe it's staged, like possibly, I can rule it out, but I just go on what I see really.
Yeah.
Like obviously no one really wants to have that shit posted in public.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's equivalent of in Kim Kardashian having a sex tape out or something. Like, it's a bit damaging.
Yeah.
But obviously not that damaging. But yeah, so I don't know. Take it at face value. He's gone, and we've got Sajid Javid, whatever he's called, in now.
Wasn't he? He was the previous health secretary, wasn't he?
I think he's like the what's it called, exchequer or something, accountant, someone. I don't know. But yeah, he seems to be very more relaxed about things, and let's open it up.
But I think, I think he's doing that, but on orders of Boris. I think Boris has gone, well, look, Matt took this route. It didn't work. You need to go the opposite. Yeah, you need to go. I'm giving you authority to say this is what's going to happen. Be positive about it. We need positivity right now. The government is in shambles. We look like idiots. You need to be that sort of beacon of hope for people. So I don't know. I've become very very untrusting of the government. I think so. I'm very sort of skeptical about any kind of decision they make. But I hope.
These days, nothing really shocks.
Yeah.
A reality TV show that is 10 Downing Street.
Sure. If they made a reality TV show of it, it'd probably be more sensible than real life. That's the.
It just kind of sounds like a soap opera, isn't it? It's 10 Downing Street.
Yeah.
God save the Queen.
God save this fucking country. But yeah.
Well,
anything that you've got, good sir?
yes. Well, obviously, now that all that stuff is behind us, it's now come out that we are going to go ahead with the 19th of July reopening of things in England, anyway. And they're calling it Freedom Day. It's like, I don't know whether the press has spun this out or
probably.
They're obviously hyping it up. It's very American, isn't it?
Yeah, Boris Mini Trump.
But yeah, so despite the fact that some cases are rising, so do you think it's a good idea to open things up? I mean, he said if we don't open things up now, like when are we going to open things? Which is, I suppose, he's got a point.
But then my argument to him when I heard that was, then why the fuck didn't you open it up this month?
Yeah.
What's the difference going to be next month? Oh well, we'll have 1 million. Well, we'll have a couple 100,000 more people with vaccinated. All right.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
It kind of goes with what the backbenchers and the people.
Fucking, yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm glad they've chosen another day. But what's the point? What's the point in believing it? They'll just go, well, we've changed it now because we can. I mean, I don't see the point. Honestly, just open the fucking country up and just let whatever happens happen at this point.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very different stance that I took last year when we were first starting this podcast up. But
important to take it seriously back then because people weren't.
Yeah, it was a very unknown thing, so caution was important. But now I think that
transmission.
Yeah, I think at this point there is nothing more that we could do, even if we tried.
We can't pull another vaccine out of our asses.
No, and the thing is, like, there are certain people who are never going to listen to the rules. What is the point? But what about the other families that get hurt? Look, I'm really sorry to break this to you, but the flu kills 20,000 people a year. Why the fuck isn't anyone talking about that then? Yeah, I'm sorry. It might sound heartless, but I have had enough. Like,
I know.
An extra month is not going. Yeah, and at the end of the next leaving it another month to open up the country is not going to fucking improve it that drastically. I'm sorry, it won't. You're just trying to excuse the summer so you don't have to worry if it suddenly peaks. You know, it's like, what's going to happen in the winter anyway? It's going to peak. Like, just make another sector for COVID and just monitor it every year. That's all they can do. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm fine with masks in winter and stuff, or masks in general. Like, I'm fine with if they need to have those little restrictions on public transport and whatever, then that's fine. But if we're all getting our vaccines and they're all jabbed up and current, then can't lock us down again.
No. And I think the thing is, the more they push back this Freedom Day, I think it's so stupid to be called that, but
Freedom Day next summer.
Freedom Day next month on the 19th of July. In summer, you will feel the sand between your toes.
I already did.
Welcome to summer, July 19th, Freedom Day.
Lockdown no more. It's now lick down.
It's now lick down. Spit on your friends. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah.
That's begun. The lickening.
The lickening. Lickening 2021. Yeah, no, I think it doesn't matter when they open up. They just need to open up now. Like, no more pushing it back. Just open up.
It is going to feel very strange walking around town. Like, people are not going to be social distance. As soon as they say make it not legal, people are just going to be, right, that's it, Yeah. I trust the government wholeheartedly. I'm just going to not wear anything and not protect myself.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, people can do what they want. I think the thing is, realistically speaking, I do think that, be sensible, go off your own, feelings. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't. But, yeah, I don't know. I think just leaving it another month seems very pointless in my mind. I think you may as well just open it up and get on with it. It's going to happen eventually. You can't avoid it forever. Yeah.
I would say, definitely it's a good idea to open up because, it just has to happen. But keep masks in shops, I suppose, and keep masks in public transport just for the time being until everyone is vaccinated. Because people who are scared about stuff like that, it's not the mask that will protect themselves. It's like other people wearing masks that protects them as well. So if you're in a supermarket wearing a mask, you're the only one, and people are breathing down your neck. That's not going to be very good, is it?
Yeah, it's going to feel quite awkward.
So I would say, keep those caveats, but at the end of the day, people won't really. It's like use common sense, right.
Yeah, British people have had enough of that. I think they just want to go outside. they want to be able to go to the beach. They want to be able to go on holiday. They want to be able to do all the stuff they want to do.
About time everyone had a bit of a boogie.
Yeah, they people just want freedom, and businesses as well. I think that's another thing as well. I think businesses as well. They're fed up. They're like, we need money. We're not making anything, mate.
Like nightclubs have just not opened at all for over a year. Like, where is that money coming from? It's like unbelievable, and certain other sectors like theatres and whatever. Yeah,
it's damaging, and I think we can't wait any longer. It just needs to happen. Just the first couple of months are going to be horrible because everyone's eyes are going to be on, how many cases are there? How many people are dying from it? Give it another year, no one will give a fuck. There'll be a new thing to focus on and complain about, and that's just how society works. But yeah, no, I hope they stick to this now and you get some sense of normality. And at the end of the day, just do what you're comfortable with. If you want to keep distance to people, keep distance to people. If you want to wear a mask, you wear a mask. Like, no one is saying you can't do those things or you have to. It is subjecture. So,
I mean, there's enough people like allowed to not wear a mask with the sunflower lanyard, So whether they're legitimate or not, most of them, then we don't know. But
I'm personally, I'll probably still wear a mask. But am I going to keep social distance? No, I can't be asked anymore. I'm sorry. No. It's not possible as well. No fucker listens to the social distancing.
I mean, So I can't remember the last time I was in the supermarket or anywhere where the rules of distancing have actually been complied with.
Yeah, and I've seen plenty of police that have seen crowds of people and done fuck all about it because even they don't fucking agree with it.
Linking arms.
Just happily dancing down the street.
I never understood that elbow thing. It's just cringeworthy to me, and it's literally you might as well take the hand.
Yeah.
Because at least you're further away from them, and you can sanitize your hand. Elbows, you got to be like.
When I went to see my mate, who I hadn't seen in over 2 years because of this. We did that, and we did the elbow touch. I went, just fucking high five me. I was like, it's just so awkward, and it's
give me a hug.
I was like, fuck it, give me some interaction. But I don't know. I just can't wait to fucking have some semblance of normality again. Like, I'm sick to death of waiting now. I'm sick to death of the government making every excuse under the sun not to open up. Like, enough is enough. Just we need to be freed.
Can't listen. Well, you can listen to the scientists, but they are not in charge of every aspect of society.
And that's another thing as well. I'm not sure if this is true, but scientists they are the advisors. They're not the ones that are saying that it's going to make a huge difference or anything. But I don't know if I believe that scientists made this call or if it was Boris for a PR thing.
Yeah.
Because everything had happened with Matt Hancock. I don't know. It was just convenient timing, really, wasn't it?
Matter is closed.
Yeah, it's
so annoying.
I fucking hate him. I've stopped. I've watched. I watched one interview, and he was trying to claim like he was the reason Matt resigned, and I was like, "Oh, fuck off, Boris."
You know that thing that makes us all look really bad, and that we don't really want anyone to look at. It's closed, so you can't talk about it.
You can't even pronounce vegan. Fuck off. It's like a vegan pasty. It's like, oh, fuck off, it's vegan, you cunt.
Speaking of the scientists, I don't know if you saw the video of Chris Whitty being harassed by
no, fuck those guys.
Horrible,
wankers. Wanker. Like, don't get me wrong, I complain a lot, but I would never fucking do that to maybe I'd shout at them and call them a wanker. I won't deny that, but it's a word don't physically like he might not be comfortable with that kind of crap, and you'll just grab it. Like he looked fucking
like scared.
Yeah, I was like, oh, poor yeah.
I felt so bad for him.
It's not like it's his fault. He's just the advisor.
I know.
Like
he's literally paid to do that.
I don't know. It's very childish, very mature, and hopefully there'll be some justice in that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently the guy's come out and said, oh, I was drunk, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. And then he's lost his job and stuff. But
good.
Well,
I feel no sympathy for that prick. If that's true, and he was drinking, it was the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly late at night, so one strike already. And two, if you can't handle your drink, don't drink like an arsehole.
Yeah, and why he didn't have any kind of protection with him, unbeknownst to me, he's one of the leading figures. Anyone in the public eye for like a major, for like, I don't know, a certain amount of time has to have some kind of protection from the government in a high level position.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, maybe he declined it.
Maybe.
Technically, I mean, this is kind of the first case that we've seen of someone like getting that harassed, like grabbed and tried to like cough and breathe all over them, which is just disgusting in regardless. But like maybe he chose not to have it because it's like more noticeable if you're walking around with security. It's like, oh well, that's got to be someone important, and everyone comes crowding around. Yeah, maybe hide in plain sight. I don't know.
Yeah, or it wouldn't surprise me if Boris didn't offer it.
Boris was like, oh, sorry, I forgot that's the thing that happened.
And then they go on public, oh, it's horrible that this happened. Yeah, well, maybe if you pulled your finger out and did something about it.
I'm so disconnected from reality these days, I can't pronounce vegan. I forget that people like to run up to us and slap us and breathe over us. I mean, I have not been in the public eye for 2 years because people tried to beat me up. So
well, these normal people.
They tried to shove pigs balls in my mouth. Bull pigs in my mouth. Yeah, because they know my friend Cameron. He did it. So I don't know. It's yeah. I hope there's some justice. I mean, obviously he's lost his job and stuff now, which is fine, cool. I'm cool with that. Wasn't there two guys though? It wasn't just one guy, was it? It was two of them.
I think only one of them has come forward and taken responsibility or whatever.
Oh, at least he took responsibility.
Oh well. There will always be credulous people in society.
Yes, unfortunately.
So, did you have any more newsy things?
I do not. That is my newsy things. So, what would you like to go on to next?
Shall we go on to games?
Go on then. You've twisted me arm.
I like how we always make it out that this is this is the new order we follow now. So.
We just guess. It changes every week. Got to keep it fresh. You never know.
Yeah.
So
it's important to keep it fresh and smell nice.
Yeah. So on to games then. So what have you been playing or what have you seen? True, you have been on them.
Fortnite recently, actually, which is a surprise to me, as it is to many other people apparently. Yeah, quite enjoying that, especially playing with friends. Although I can play it solo. A bit of battle royale, even though it wasn't really my thing, but they have changed it a lot with like quests and stuff, so it's not all just surviving for as long as possible.
Yeah.
So I was quite enjoying that part of it, and yeah, surprised myself with how, especially on the PS5 versions, where it's not smooth and buttery.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoyed playing that recently. Yeah, that's the only thing I've been playing recently.
I've enjoyed playing it as well. I know we played a couple of games before you shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good.
Won some, didn't we?
Yeah, I played a bit on my own as well. I've done fairly all right. I was like, oh okay, I used to be awful at this. What happened? So I don't know if it's like they've readjusted the system or something to.
I think it's like all cross-play and stuff now, and so if you get against a Switch player, then gets an instant.
Yeah, you're gonna win that.
You're gonna win that gunfight.
Probably quite convincingly as well.
Yeah. And it's not like the hardest game to go on. I mean, I wasn't really interested in all the building aspect of it, but so I don't really use the building in Battle Royale. It seems to work out for me. But and maybe I'll dabble in it when I understand it a bit more.
I can't I've never been able to get on with the switching between building and.
Yeah, it's too clunky.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because kids seem to be able to do it really easy, so I don't know, maybe we're just getting old, Sean.
Yeah. A lot of the time when I'm against somebody who's building stuff, I still manage to kill them anyway. So
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely got easier, isn't it? It's. I think the popularity has gone down, so it's more just people going on there more casually. I feel like now more than competitively.
Obviously, very hip, like these days with all young kids, and it's got all the meta, self-aware.
Yeah.
Every single
meme.
Marvel character, every single DC character is in there. I believe Superman's coming like soon.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So you can play as like anybody who's your idol or whatever.
You play as anybody or anybody.
So yeah, I can understand why it's popular, and it's
yeah,
colourful and loud, and I can see why kids like it, but
loud and proud.
As long as you enjoy it responsibly, it is all right.
Yes, and don't be spending money that isn't yours.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised. I enjoyed it enough that I got the pass, only because I had 2,950 in there already. I don't know why. I think it was like because I was a founder or something, so maybe I got it at some point. So yeah. I did get the pass, and that's. Do you know what? I found the way they've done the pass is quite interesting, quite different way to do it. Getting the stars and unlocking things.
Unlock what you want.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicer battle passes because it's you get your money back and more.
Yeah.
Well, not money, but your microtransaction thing. So you can buy the next one. You can all you have to do is spend £6 or something, and then you get every single battle pass ever if you chose not to buy any.
Yeah, and there's the monthly subscription thing, which I don't know. I've always been a bit fucking dubious about that. I feel like they should bring out the single player campaign if you're going to do like a membership mode. Bring that out for free already.
Well, I actually subscribed to one month of that because I've cancelled it immediately. But
all research.
I really didn't want to do it, but I suppose. So you get the battle pass, you get some cool cosmetic thing, including Loki,
cool.
and you get $1,000 anyway. So it's literally kind of paid for itself. In like a short amount of time. Yeah. I felt like it was worth it for how much I was playing it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's relative to you. Like, if you play the game a lot and you enjoy it and you have fun with it consistently, then yeah, it's worth getting something that gives you a bit of benefit to it.
Well, I spent a lot more on things I've played less.
Yeah.
So I just use it as a fun to balance ratio.
Fun to balance. I'm having great enjoyment. This is now boring. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
And it's about being responsible and not just doing it because there's a new skin that you want and might as well buy it now.
Yeah, just for that one skin.
Yeah. Weigh up your options and do your research.
Yeah. Work out if it's worth it.
Most value.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Best advice. I couldn't put it better myself. Even if I tried.
Anyway, let's stop justifying the fact that we bought the battle pass.
Making ourselves feel better. I mean, I didn't spend any money on it, so I'm all right.
I had some credit on the thing, so it's all right.
Yeah, you were fine. Yeah. Move on. Well, one game that I actually did finish was Little Nightmares 1 and the DLCs that came with it. Finally finished it. It was quite interesting. Strange little indie game. I know the second one's available now, but £25 a lot of money, and that's even when it's on sale. Either that or I've just become cheap. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Have you played the Little Nightmares games at all? Or?
I haven't played them. No, they look interesting though. It's one that I would definitely play if they were on Plus.
Yeah, they're interesting little puzzle games. Different sort of. Something different and unique. I think that's why I liked it. I don't know whether the second one is keeping to that theme and has done just as well, but from what I've heard, it's meant to be very good. But it's just, I'd rather pay full price for Little Nightmares, which is an indie company, compared to full price for shitty AAA one. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting game.
Yeah,
I would say that much.
I know, Greedfall had a PS5 update recently, but they were charging like full price for it. Not offering a free upgrade.
Yeah. It's become quite taboo. I don't know. I think... So what did they change with the PS5 upgrade? Did they because this is my thing. If they if all they've done is unlock the frame rate and that's it, then no, you shouldn't be charging for that. Did they do a massive overhaul to it, or was it just
literally just better frame rates, better graphics, and then they've added a expansion onto it. I'm not sure if that's included or you've got to buy that as well.
Cheeky bastards.
It's the same with Ghost of Tsushima. They've done a
Definitive,
PS5 upgrade.
Which odd.
But you have to pay to get the expansion and then pay an extra £10 to get the PS5 upgrade.
Yeah.
It's already 60 frames and 4K or whatever, upsampled anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what benefit that would get me. Not that even to have the game, but if it was eventually on Plus, cough cough.
Yeah. It's like I would happily get it if it was free. Although technically, a lot of people say PS Plus games are free. They're not. You're paying a subscription every month.
No.
That's why you get them.
No.
But yeah, no. I don't know. Ghost of Tsushima looks very good, and I do want to play it. But again, I don't understand why these companies are trying to now start making money off of it, and it's like you don't need to.
Especially first-party titles, which are console sellers.
Yeah, and this is another thing that gets me as well. It's like, if you're going to claim that you've improved the graphics, right? Spend a bit more time on it, and people might believe you.
Yeah. Apparently one thing they've added is the Japanese audio actually matches up to their lips now.
Well,
worth a PS5 enhancement, right?
Something that should be done anyway. But sure, okay. Oh Lord, that's ridiculous.
If I was to get it, I'd just stick with the PS4 version, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there are certain games that are worth paying for the upgrade for, and then there are certain games that should just be free. Yeah. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima as well was an extremely popular game, so it's not like it didn't sell well or make a shit ton of money, so they didn't have to charge for the upgrade, but they're doing it because they want money.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a bit sad because that's the first party title, and then going forward, they were going to get Horizon.
Yeah.
We're going to get, Last of Us 2 PS5 versions, and they're not going to be free. They're going to be charging you for them.
And it's frustrating. If anything, it just kind of means that I won't be buying. I definitely won't be getting the Last of Us 2 upgrade if I have to pay. Fuck that. There's no point. And I won't be buying Horizon Zero West until the upgrade comes out. What's the point? Why am I going to pay for a game twice?
Yeah, and it's a lot of people are saying with Greedfall that it's like they would have tried it if they got the PS5 version, but because they haven't, they've not heard great things about it, so they're just not even going to try it. So you might as well, extend that bit of kindness, and then they might buy the expansion back.
Yeah, and not just that, but that little bit of kindness might actually get you a little bit of leniency as well when it comes to people playing the game, because it's like, well, I did get this for free. I didn't have to pay anything for it, so... I'm just appreciative.
Why not get the expansion or buy the next game from this company?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you enjoy the game, even if it's a bit fucking dodgy or buggy or problematic. I mean, look at Fallout. Fallout 76 has boomed since they brought out Wastelanders. When it first came out, it was panned.
Yeah.
And now they're still going with the fucking game.
Apparently they've released the next bit of story DLC, so I have to jump on that at some point, but...
Which leads me to another announcement. Fallout... in London. They had the trailer drop for it. Finally. They're coming to the UK, and the Cockney accent is, they say cream crackered. They say cream crackered. They say wanker. They basically say every British term you can imagine.
Watch Dogs Legion. Is it as bad as that?
I don't know. I recently got that as well because it was on sale for £25. So I'm gonna try it out and see.
Listen to the accents in that. You'll be cringing your way home.
It's either it's gonna work or it's gonna be awful. It's one or the other.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the story to it and the gameplay. It's just something was a bit off about it.
Yeah.
With I don't know. Obviously, the whole situation meant they couldn't get voice actors good ones. So that's
they
my
couldn't
only
get
gripe
good ones. Yeah, no. I am looking forward to trying that. But yeah, Fallout Atomic London, I believe, is what they've called it. So I'm excited for that. I was quite disappointed when Fallout 76 came out and it turned out to be entirely multiplayer. So I'm looking forward to Atomic London. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good, strong single-player experience.
But is it going to be on PlayStation?
No. Well, it won't be, will it? Because Bethesda. They are now owned. Right, this is my thing. I reckon it will, all of the games that come out will eventually come out on PlayStation. It would be stupid of them to just keep it to one platform because you're going to lose money. But it's just a time thing, isn't it? It's like, well, for a year, we want to have it. Yeah, for a year you're just going to be on Microsoft like Earl, but we own you. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And then, but I reckon if the sales are bad for a game, I reckon they'll release it a bit sooner.
Yeah. All
But
of a sudden, it's only 3 months exclusive.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, well, we've done this generous thing out of the kindness of our hearts, while an executive stands over his shoulder going, "You're not making us money, you prick."
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Hey, I want to buy that cruise ship in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I want to be
Get to fucking work.
I want to be an overpaid CEO that does fuck all and reaps the rewards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited for it. It looks very interesting. You don't get to see a lot in the trailer. It's more sort of cinematic and, you know, but they've definitely done some of the architecture for London very well. So hopefully,
it's London Eye and the Tower of London and the Shard and all this.
I feel like the next couple of years for games like Fallout, obviously Watch Dogs have already done it, but I think a few games now hopefully will start coming to the UK more often because I like seeing it, man. A lot of the we don't get a lot of recognition over here. Okay, I know we're arseholes, but come on.
We need to do Watch Dogs Cardiff or something.
Oh, can you? Right, actually, there's a film that we're going to talk about later that I watched recently, and I can't wait to talk about it because there was a proper deep Rhondda accent that was used in it. Like, it's a proper Deep Valleys accent, and I was like, oh my lord. But yeah, so yeah, no, excited for that. Anything you've got now, good sir?
Games.
Oh yes, they were released, weren't they? I was actually all right with them.
Plague Tale Innocence PS5 upgrade thing.
Yeah, which was cool, and it was still free, even if you didn't have it.
Yeah. It's can't complain about that really.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that one as well. It looks very interesting.
That was one I was like, I think I remember sending you the trailer for that or something like ages ago
when it
first
announced.
released. I was like, this looks like a really good game. I have to buy it, and I've dabbled about buying it, so many times, but I'm just like, oh, is it going to be short?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, oh well, I've got other games that I need to play. Do I really need to get this? So I'm kind of glad that it's come out for free.
And it just incentivizes me to, give it a shot and yeah, and because obviously they've announced the next one, so if it's good, buy the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Give back a little.
Yeah, little helps.
Every little helps.
Every little helps.
That's why Mom shop at Iceland. That's not the right one, is it?
Buy frozen, eat fresh.
Eat fresh.
I don't know what Iceland's slogan is.
That's why Mom.
Carrying toner.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so there was that one. There was also Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Which was a weird one, an interesting choice in my mind, because that one wasn't very popular at all anyway. I can't actually remember anything about it.
No story mode, literally just
battle pass, multiplayer, and zombies.
Siege with all the operators.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and play it and remember it because I think that was the shortest one that I'd ever played as well. I did a little bit of battle royale.
Right, I can't remember anything about the zombies.
Yeah, no, I can't either. It's just I think I remember it being. I think there was a map called 6 in like Roman numerals.
Yeah.
And they were like super complicated and it wasn't very simplistic, and it was like, oh, I only play Outbreak now on Cold War because it's excellent. It's so good. That is the only zombies I ever need.
I just want to shoot zombies and not complete puzzles.
That's literally all you do now. It's like an open world map on Outbreak and there's multiple maps and stuff. It's so good. Like that's how zombies should have been done, man. It's so good. But yes, and then we had what was the other
Shame
one?
It's 200 gigabytes. So
yeah, 220. Ridiculous. What a load of shit. But yeah, and what was the other one again? The wrestling one.
Street Fighter, was it?
The wrestling weird one that was
Virtual
flopped.
Fighter or something.
Oh, there was Virtual Fighter as well. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, no, you are right. There was the wrestling one and there was the Virtual Fighter. Yeah, the wrestling one I've heard really bad things about, but I have downloaded it, so I'm going to give it a go because I've been waiting for a good wrestling game, and unfortunately, all of them have been shit since like 2007. Although that one was good, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
The only wrestling I'm interested in involves a lot of baby oil, and
a lot of baby oil and hairy men. Hello. Yeah. What was kind of your thoughts on the the Game Pass games then? What was like? Do you think it was a good lineup? Do you think it was a bit disappointing?
Disappointing if you're on PS4, but I'm not on PS4, so screw 'em.
Peasants.
PS5 with the Plague Tale. I think it's like a medium month. It's like medium good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say it's groundbreaking or anything. But...
Yeah, I won't probably ever play Virtual Fighter. I'll probably never play Black Ops 4 again.
Yeah, maybe just try it and see what it's like. But no,
yeah.
I have to pass, but just to remember what it's like.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'll probably just stick with my the other two. I don't think I'll stick with the wrestling one for very long. 'Cause from what I've heard, it's not great. not enough baby oil. Not enough baby oil. Not enough enjoyment. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, I've got Blood Rain, so it's like a Blood Rain Terminal Cut. That's what I've been playing. It's like the upgraded version of a very old game that came out a long time ago. It's a very single player, very linear, but very fun, enjoyable, fun little hack and slash game. Very similar to the old God of Wars, I guess, if I was to describe it with something else. Played a bit more Resi 6. I've almost finished that completely now. Almost finished. Yeah. What else have I played? 12 Labours of Hercules. For whatever reason, I'm addicted to these simplistic puzzle games. I don't know why. They have become very addicting. They're very quick, very simple, but just addicting. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can put some gameplay up on the screen or something. It's the most simplistic thing you'll see in your life.
Yeah.
but it's, whatever reason, it is just addicting. I can't stop.
Like a venture capitalist.
yeah, exactly. There's no rhyme or reason for why it's addicting. It just is.
There's no reason why you should play it, but you just play it.
Yeah, exactly. Power Washer Simulator. Me and my Sims. What can I say? I like simulators. And then the last one is I've been playing Minecraft again with mods. I actually got it running on my PC with mods and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's changed up how it is, and it makes it more interesting. So I can't grumble too much.
You know, Power Washer Simulator. Can you get Megan Fox in there? Or...
No, you literally just clean things. That is it. But it is so satisfying. I don't know why. Again, it's one of those weird ones. You wouldn't think, oh, a power washer. It's like train station renovation simulator or a house flipper. It's like, why would that be enjoyable to play for like a long period?
Power wash thing.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. There's just, you see how clean things become. I don't know. It's like
a lot of effort, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's better than life. But yeah, no, it's
dirt come off.
I think it's definitely a time waster. If you've got nothing else to do, it's a good time waster to get stuck into. My life is so exciting. The games that I played have changed. But yeah,
right,
that's
we
good.
Move on to films. I've just realised I've got 15% battery now. Oops.
Oh dear. So we've got to try and get through these quick, have we?
Okay, we'll keep going. I can go on my phone as a main runs out.
No worries. So films. We're going for films.
Let's talk about your exciting one now.
All right. Well, I finally got around to watching Dolittle, the remake of Dr. Dolittle with Robert Downey Jr. And the man did a Rhondda accent.
Oh wow.
It's not a bad accent, not at all. But there are some major issues with this film. Major. I liked it personally. I had a good time with it, but there was a lot of bad stuff. For instance, you know when I can't remember. I think it's called ADR when they do like the voice work after the fact. His mouth doesn't move sometimes when he's speaking, and it's you can notice it fully. For anyone who's watched the film, there's a part where the young character that's working with Dolittle gets on his boat. I say sneaks, it's more elaborate, but he gets on the boat with him, and Dolittle throws this parrot that is his friend off of the boat. You little shit. Thanks for bringing him along. And literally, there's a good entire line of dialogue, and you can see Robert Downey Jr.'s mouth doesn't move.
Yeah.
And it's like, it really... I wound it back, because I was like, I must have been seeing things. I don't spot these things. And I just went, nope. Apparently he just talked with telekinesis.
Yeah.
So that was quite
one of those things, like, they need to get it perfect for you to not notice it, but if it's bad, then you do notice it completely.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, as well, like, I personally like the accent that he does. I think he does it fairly well. I wouldn't say he does it an amazing job, but he does a fairly good accent. but it's so thick and it's such a strong Rhondda accent, or Lalliston accent, I should say, because that's where he got it from. That it just sometimes you can't understand what he's saying. I'm Welsh and I couldn't understand what he was saying half the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's not a bad film, and the CGI in it is actually impressively good. Obviously, there are times where it's a bit questionable, but it's a good film. But just there are a lot of glaring issues that you could clearly see with it. No wonder, and I kind of understand why the film was panned.
Yeah.
As sad as that is to say, because I would have liked to have seen him try that role again and do a second film, but I don't see that happening at all.
Yeah, it's not really a film that's on my spectrum.
Yeah, I've tried to go off my spectrum.
If I get the opportunity to, maybe.
I've tried to go off my spectrum recently with films and and stuff.
It doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes you get the hits.
Hit or miss. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? Is that still a thing? I don't know.
Probably not.
Only in Fortnite. Anything that you've watched, good sir?
Literally just got one thing, really. It's Fear Street 1994.
Oh, I saw this.
It's so good.
There's two more films, isn't there?
They get a little bit of a throwback to kind of older horror films, and I know I think we're kind of obsessed in like films of like innovation and new things. Like sometimes you just want a bit of old, and a bit of tried and tested. And this is like exactly that. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's like your standard kind of slasher flick. It's like one in like 3 parts. So it's like kind of unique in that way, but the actual film is kind of not cliche, but a bit tropey, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been loving that, and it just reminded me of Scream actually. So that kind of horror, where it's not necessarily heart-stoppingly scary, but it is just fun.
I know there's two more films that are coming out, aren't there? There's part 2 and part 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what the direction they go. Maybe they'll do different years or something. Yeah.
Oh, fair dues. That is one that has been on my radar. So I'll definitely give it a check out now, especially with your recommendation.
Yes,
So,
I recommend it. Just the style of it is just so good, and as far as the story, it's just like a kind of serial killer, but they are kind of concerned. They try and put him down, but he doesn't actually die. So they're kind of like trying to work out that mystery element of it. So yeah, I've not actually finished it. I watched half of it last night before I fell asleep. So I watched the next other half, but I enjoyed what I saw of it. I got a good taste of it, but I'll be finishing that later on today.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I've actually watched. I've not had access to Netflix or Disney or anything like that, because it's all different on the PS4.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Well, I have a few more things.
Oh yes.
So one of the films that I watched was called The Big Ugly, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, but this is bad, but I can't remember a lot about the film, I'll be honest. But from what I do remember, it was interesting, somewhat enjoyable. No, there were bits and bobs that I can remember, but it was, for me at least, it was very forgetful, clearly. Yeah.
Struggled to remember the name, didn't you?
I don't remember anything specifically bad about it. I don't remember anything specifically from it. So I mean,
I don't remember anything bad about it. I just don't remember.
It's completely not there anymore. But yeah, no, that was one that I watched.
What I'm hearing.
What a load of shit. But yeah. There was also one called You Should Have Left, starring Kevin Bacon and one of the... can't remember what her name is. Hopefully it'll come back to me. But it was an interesting film, filmed in Wales. It was actually a horror film that was filmed in Wales. A good film. More of a psychological thriller in my mind. It's not so much horror. But it unfolds in such a way that keeps you interested. It's quick, to the point. There's some really genuinely suspenseful moments. It was just a very, very good film. It's very simplistic because there's only a cast of 3, basically. And because it's set in Wales, obviously they're holidaying and next to a Valleys town. So when he goes to the town to go to the shop, you hear that Welsh accent. So what's not to like?
What's it called?
You Should Have Left. Stars
Right,
Kevin Bacon. Yeah, it's a very good one. I do recommend it.
Especially after my holiday.
I do recommend it. It is definitely an excellent film. And the house that they filmed it in is actually able to rent. I've actually been looking at it and seeing the prices. I'm like, I want to go there. I want to go there. Also watched Ace Ventura 2 after such a long time of watching the first one. It was alright. It was pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but still fairly... It was Jim Carrey. That's basically it. If you like Jim Carrey, you'll like that film. What else can I say? Next film is called Becky, and it was an interesting horror. Again, more thriller, but essentially a group of convicts break out of jail, and they get to this family because there's like a hidden safe down in the basement of this house that they're staying in, and essentially this young, I believe 14-year-old girl kills 4 grown men. It's a bit of an outlandish horror, but it's good. It stars Kevin James, the guy that was in like Grown Ups 2, has constantly done comedy, but Kevin James is the bad guy in this, and he plays a very good villain, and he does it very well, and he, no comedy at all, just very, very dark villain, and he's very good at it. I didn't expect it from him, because obviously, I've only ever seen him in Grown Ups and stuff, so... Hello, puppies.
I apologise.
That's all right.
I think the water guy's here.
Fair enough. But, that's a film I definitely recommend, Becky. Interesting take. I also watched a series that was on Netflix, which is called Bonding. I watched season 1 and season 2. Season 3 unfortunately got cancelled. What a shame.
Oh no.
It was basically it got a lot of hate because it's essentially on sort of dominatrix, BDSM kind of stuff that they go into and discuss, and it's a comedy. It's a comedy essentially. But it's done, in my mind, it's done very tasteful and things like that. But when I did a bit of research on it after I found out this 3rd season was cancelled, I found that a lot of like that community in real life was very unhappy with it and very displeased. They felt like they took the piss out of them instead of being respectful with the comedy, which I could see. But definitely, if you're interested in sort of it's got a love story at the heart of it, and although you wouldn't suspect a bondage kind of series to have that, it's a very heartwarming and interesting take on it, and it's very funny, it's very enjoyable, and I do recommend it. Although you have to have an open mind to it. There are some extremely funny scenes in there, but
it's one of those that a lot of people would be put off watching because they're like some of the content in it, but
because British, we don't talk about sex. But it is very, very good. It's more based on the comedy and the romance in it rather than all out, nipple twists and bananas in orifices. But
I missed them.
But it is very good, and I do recommend it as a series because it is a nice, heartwarming one as well, and the story is genuinely very good. Listen to me, I sound like someone trying to describe. No, go and watch that porno. The story is wonderful.
Boy, and he turns up.
He turns up. Time. He even offers to fix her pipes. He gives her a good scrub in. Like, I knew they'd get together. But
They were looking at each other.
But I've got a couple of animes as well, so I'll go over them. First one, I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I've talked about this, but for some reason I've got it written down. So Levius, the boxing anime. I think I briefly mentioned it last time. Finished it, very good. I highly recommend people go and check that one out. I also watched through Psycho-Pass season 2. Finished that. Very different. Psycho-Pass season 1 was really good. It was like an interesting take on allowing kind of technology to judge whether or not you're capable of being just brought back down in regards to your mental, so you could be brought back down to humanity, or just immediately killed, and one point could change that, But the second series, although enjoyable, definitely wasn't as good as the first. So take that for what you will.
Okay.
And the final one that I watched was I killed slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. More of a slice of life kind of anime. There is a sort of fan character in there, I guess you could describe it as, the one that's there for, jiggly jigglies and bouncy bouncies.
I can see why Shaggy liked this one.
Well, me and him watched it together, and I did enjoy it. It was a good anime. Yeah. There was a lot of good quips in it. There were even parts where even Shaggy was like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
This is too much.
Yeah, it's like, for God's sake, there's fan service and there's taking the piss.
But be discreet about it.
Yeah, exactly. But it was good. It's a nice slice of life, chilled out, relaxing anime that doesn't take a lot of brain power. And it's just a nice, pleasant story every time. There's no real danger or anything like that. Yeah. So nice little change from all the hardcore action animes that I've been watching and destroying my brain with. But yeah, that's all I have got for films this week, unfortunately.
Looking forward to Fast 9.
Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to see it.
No.
I honestly, I fear
we could.
I mean, we could, but I don't know if it'll still be in the cinema by then. Maybe. If it is, then sure, we can... Alright, okay. Well...
All right.
So, for our viewers, you wouldn't have noticed anything, because I would have taken it all out. But, yes, Sean's face has changed. The quality. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. And you can still hear you, so that's the main thing.
Okay, yeah. So I apologise. A bit of a downgrade because my MacBook just died. So we will continue this on my phone. But I'm aware my phone doesn't have a great battery either.
Oh well, so we're nearly at the end of this stretch anyway.
Apparently, 26%. It's all right.
Oh, actually, that's fine then. We got some time. But yeah. So yes. Yeah, Fast 9. Yeah, if it's still in the cinema, we can go see it. I'm cool with that. I know I'm actually a film that I'm going to see tonight with Victoria and her mates, because obviously Vic's birthday. Happy birthday, sweetie. When we're filming this. But yeah, we're going to see Freaky. So the one where they switch bodies.
I want to see that.
It looks very interesting. It wasn't originally on my radar massively, but I'm looking forward to it. So I'll definitely let you know how that was.
I really want to see that one, actually.
Yeah.
Similar vibes to like Happy Death Day and stuff like that. I'm like, I like that time.
Sure, because I haven't watched Happy Death Day yet. The vibes it gave me was something like Freaky Friday, but a more horror twist. Because obviously it's like serial killer goes into young teenage body. I just want to see Vince Vaughn.
It's the same kind of like fun twist on horror, isn't it?
Yeah, I just want to see Vince Vaughn act like a woman. That's it.
Yeah. He's doing like twerking and stuff. I saw the trailer. But it looks like it has the potential to be just the right amount of dark and comic.
I love dark comedy. I mean, if anyone ever heard our conversations, I think we'd probably be put in like special treatment homes.
I'm already there, aren't I?
explains the phone. But yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be good. I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
But yes, I have got some music stuff. If you will indulge me.
Please.
Indulge.
Divulge.
See, both same minds, man. Same minds think alike. So yeah, I'll just go through these as I have them written down. So I did listen to another Avril Lavigne album. Yes, I'm all soppied up with Avril Lavigne again. I have missed her albums. Which I listened to the Goodbye Lullaby album, which I believe was 2011, I think. It's a good album. So some of the ones that I've got written down is What the Hell, Smile, and Darling. Some very, very good songs, but I would say listen to the album. Interesting one next, and I wanted to get to this one quick. So yeah, go and look at that album. Very good album. And she also recently did a song with a guy called Mod Sun. We'll talk about his album later. But yeah, pretty good song. But yeah,
hasn't changed in all these years. So, yeah.
I know, literally.
She still looks the same.
I know. It's like she doesn't age. I'm like, what? But yeah, a band called I Exist made us an album called Consciousness. Now, normally I'd point out a couple of songs on the album, whatever, and be like, oh, I like these are standard. Honestly, just listen to the album. It's so different. It's not rock. it's not like pop or rap, or it's very artificial, and it's very, all right, it's a very interesting listen. And I've listened to their other albums as well, and I would say go and listen to all of them. They've only got 3 albums. They're fairly quick albums as well. They're not super long, but I think you might like them as well because they are very different, you know. And but I would say listen to Consciousness. Very, very good album.
Okay. I'll write it down.
I shall write it down with the stuff that James suggests that I never look at. No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Sean and myself always suggest stuff to each other, and we always look at them. Yeah. Have you got any music? have you got any music at all?
I haven't actually this week.
Fair enough.
No, I haven't, fortunately.
That's fair. The next one I got is the jumpsuit apparel. The red jumpsuit apparel, that should be. But yeah, they had an album, Don't You Fake It. Very good album. False Pretenses, Cat and Mouse, and Your Guardian Angel. Very good songs, but very good album. Very teenage album, I guess, because they are quite immature lyrics, but they are very good and they are very meaningful. Black Veil Brides, I listened to their recent album of Restitch These Wounds, so it's kind of like they did old songs but redid them, because obviously they've become more mature and they've sort of learned better ways to sing and stuff. And honestly, very good album. They redid stuff like Knives and Pens, Sweet Blasphemy, and Beautiful Remains. Very good songs. But yeah, very heavy, very rock. Much more headbanging.
Okay.
I got 2 more. Skillet. I went back and I thought, do you know what? I forgot Skillet have been around since 1996. So I listened to one of their first albums called Collide. Interesting, you know, because you listen. You know who Skillet are, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard like Hero, Monster, like they're more well-known stuff that they did as they got along. Yeah. Their earlier stuff is very, not, I wouldn't say different, but very unique. So stuff, they've got songs on that album Collide called Savior, the actual song Collide, and a little more. They're very noticeably different, and you can see how they've developed and changed over the years, and especially with their vocalizations and their actual sort of lyric writing, and how it improved. So it was an interesting listen. And then obviously the last one is Mod Sun, Internet Killed the Rockstar. Interesting album. Obviously done a song called Flames with Avril Lavigne. I highly recommend that specific song. But that entire album, very unique listen. If anyone's ever listened to Machine Gun Kelly's sort of pop rock album that he brought out, similar to that. It's a good album. Even if they're sad songs, they're done in such an upbeat way that it just makes you smile and makes you happy. So it's a very good album to listen to if you just want to smile. So absolutely go and check that out. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
We always get.
What do you think of Ed Sheeran's new song?
I've only heard bits and bobs. I haven't actually sat down and listened to the song yet. But I don't know how to feel about it yet.
Yeah, well, we've listened to the radio a lot on the vacation, and it was on a lot.
Yeah.
It's like literally, top of every charts with it. And
I don't know. It's an odd one for me because from what I've heard of it, it's a very different take. He's going in a different direction, which again, no problem with. I think vocalists and singers and stuff should definitely try to diversify. It's the best way to get an audience.
I feel like it's all right. It doesn't really sound like him though. Like he says, "Oh, it's because I was whispering," and it's this new style of singing, whispering. Like, it don't sound like whispering to me.
But that's what I don't like. Is like when they try to justify. It's like if you don't like it, that's fine. I just wanted to try something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he trying to? I don't know.
It's a good, catchy song, but it doesn't sound like Ed Sheeran. It sounds like generic pop star.
Don't tell me. Yeah, because that was what I was scared of, because I've only heard, like, when the adverts come up for songs and things like that, so you get, like, snippets. From what I heard of it, I was like, he's just gone in the direction of mainstream. He's stopped being him. And I'm worried that's what he's doing. I hope that isn't what it is, because, he's very unique. He has a very good voice, and he's very talented. I don't know. Maybe it's him. Maybe he wants to explore stuff, and that's fine. I don't know. I'll have to listen to it and get back to you.
It's got good music,
Yeah.
Oh, he's like flying around and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I wonder how much LSD he took before he wrote it.
Well, he's got a child now. He's got a child now, son. So he's not.
He's been
probably
a good
not
boy.
partaking.
Yeah. I'll have to have a listen,
Only
definitely.
on weekends.
Only on weekends.
Music creating sessions. But yeah, that's all I can really add to the music one.
No, it's fine.
Go ahead, continue.
No, it's fine. No, that's it. I have done all of mine. I get them out rapid fire. Music is quick.
Rapid fire music.
Yes.
Yeah, you are quick.
It's mainly because like you can't really say much unless we've both listened to the album. It's like I can't really, I can't discuss stuff because it's like you're sitting there like I can't add anything. But yeah.
So shall we move on to interesting things, which we can
random
both have
things.
an interesting conversation about?
Yes, I have got one thing, but you may get yours out. Go. I learned something before I did.
Well, we were obviously having a little chat before we went live. And literally, the only thing we decided to randomly talk about was, so obviously we've had a debate or discussion before about people being vegan, whether it's for us and whether it's like militant veganism, whatever. But we haven't discussed the possibility of animals being vegan or forcing animals to be vegan.
Yeah,
so we'll do.
Yeah.
So, what are our thoughts about that? Like possibly having a dog and deciding that you want to make it vegan, so buying the vegan dog food for it and not giving it any like treats which aren't vegan, and no bones to chew on and stuff like that.
If you are that person that does that, you are the Facebook vegan that makes the rest of them look like morons. There you are. No, I don't think it's healthy, man. I don't, and it's not fair. Like dogs especially. I know we're specifically hitting on dogs, but any animal, it has a specific diet for a reason. That is the diet that the animal needs to be healthy. And I've seen shows and stuff where you see like a person who's vegan making their animal vegan, and their animals always look so much skinnier and unhealthy and out of energy. I don't know, man. I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's an okay thing. Animals aren't bred like humans.
Yeah.
We're quite versatile species. We can survive off a vegan diet quite well. But animals they can't, man. It's not fair to do that to an animal, especially
it's just like building into this thing of like humanizing animals all the time, when like yes, they can have human qualities and they have feelings and they have brains, absolutely, but like you can't put your dog on a pedestal next to a person, because that's not how society really is. Because making it vegan and like going against the natural grain of things, like I'm pretty sure humans were kind of descended from people who ate meat. Or things that ate meat. So like, how much can you mess with the natural order of things? We've got crossbreeding, making the perfect dog, making like
it's another thing I
the
don't agree
perfect
with.
features of dogs. And then it's like, oh well, he's vegan. And so you kind of...
It's always the fucking dozy bastards as well that do it. The ones that literally argue with, well, it's better for nature. Like, they don't have any actual statistics. Like, if they used to, like, statistics and proved a point, sure. But they don't. They're just like, well, I'm better than you. It's like, no.
I mean, there are some fruits and stuff that are poisonous to dogs, and there are... obviously, you wouldn't give them that, but it's... The dog's mouth and jaw and teeth are like all built for like one purpose,
tearing flesh.
Biting it in.
Animals are not, they don't have free will. I know there might be some crazy person out there that's like, actually, animals do. Your pet cannot take itself outside for a shit without you opening the door. It doesn't have free will. So you're technically taking away the dog's natural food just because you don't want it to eat it, or you can't be asked to smell it. And it's like, you had the fucking pet, treat it like a pet, like, love your pet, care for it. Starving it and giving it shit food, not to say all vegan food is shit.
Just to like make yourself look better.
Yeah, it doesn't make you look better, it makes you look like a pleb.
Yeah.
My dog's vegan. Your dog's going to die soon. That's
Your dog is severely unhappy.
Yeah, your dog is severely ill. Like, you know. And it's like, oh, well, my dog's... even though I feed my dog on a healthy diet, it's so tired all the time. I can't take it for walks for very long. Yeah, because the poor bastard doesn't have any energy.
I'm sure there are supplements and ways to make the dog.
That is not natural. A dog should not be on supplements.
Just too much fat for a dog, and I don't know.
So even that, it's just not natural. A dog should not have to take supplements.
Yeah.
A dog should not be on vitamin D
tablets. Just because of a choice
tablets.
that you've made and the dog hasn't made.
Yeah, it's like my dog doesn't get enough vitamin B, doesn't he? Well, you're clearly not feeding him properly. Like, there are, obviously, as you said earlier, another thing I don't agree with, crossbreeding. It happens, and that's why we have species of dogs that are genuinely very ill. I mean, look at a pug. It can barely breathe.
Yeah. And we've met some dogs on holiday. One of them was a Cavashipoo. Cavashipoo.
And
so
this is another thing.
Shitty
names.
Yeah. Cavashipoo.
It sounds like you're saying have a shit boo.
There's a jug as well, which is not a pug, it's something else.
It's a
snorting. The Jack Russell and a pug, that's it. But it's like pugs are already kind of suffering anyway with their
pugs are adorable creatures,
with the brachycephalic things.
Yeah, it's not fair for them to, you know, you're forcing an animal to if a human being was being inbred to the point where they came out, they couldn't breathe, shitting was difficult, and when they had to take a piss, they had to do a handstand while doing a swirly whirly. It's just you're not going to keep that human alive, are you? That's and you know, we do that to animals, and the same thing goes for your kids, kids that aren't vaccinated, or you don't vaccinate children and stuff like that. These are the same people that. Yeah, or at least along the same sort of thinking mechanism. They might not be talking about animals, but it's like, well, you know, I don't do this because it's for the betterment of my child. No, that's just your fucking opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing. Again, you're entitled to do whatever you want. If you want to feed your dog a vegan diet, feel free, but you're a prick for doing so. That's not how animals work. Even we as humans, yes, we can live and sustain ourselves on vegan and vegetarian diets, but it has been also proven we are meat eaters.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why they need to have a sustainable amount of protein and calcium.
It's why if you're on a full-on heavy vegan diet or vegetarian, sometimes you do have supplements that you have to take. Again, no disrespect to anyone that's a vegan or a vegetarian. More power to you. Support that. I support your decision. I do not support you forcing that ideology on an animal that cannot decide for itself, though.
Yeah,
that is not okay.
If you're forcing it on an animal, then it's not going to be long before you force it on a human.
Exactly. You'll just go, well, my animal did it, so I'm going to make my child do it. And it's like, no, your child has a choice, whether you like it or not, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of... It's the danger, isn't it? It's like that can happen. People get so used to doing it with animals that they then do it with humans, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, wrong. In my mind, it's wrong. It shouldn't be a thing that happens. You know, animals have a diet. You give them that diet. Simple as.
Yeah.
I respect. Just get if you're worried about how the food gets there or whatever in animals' food, go for the most animal friendly food. You know, how they make it, how they make recyclable, how they make the food in regards to, you know, from the animals. You know, make sure the animal died naturally, that kind of thing. But people don't want to put the work in. So they just go, well, I'm going to make them vegan. Again,
it's just...
me and Sean are not putting shade on vegans or vegetarians. It is just the people...
No, there are lots of vegans and vegetarians in our own families.
Exactly. I myself know plenty of vegans and vegetarians. There's nothing wrong with that. But forcing it on an animal is wrong. Do not fucking twist my words. I know the internet likes to do that. Fuck off. But yeah, no, wrong. I would say that's wrong on any level, personally.
Yeah, I'd say it's wrong as well. Fair enough, you decide to do what you want with your own self, but an animal who's lacking a choice.
Yes. You're there
and is built for one thing and you're doing something different now.
Yeah. Well, it's not
it's
fair,
like putting dresses on them and dressing them up and stuff. I don't really like that either.
Yeah, that's odd.
You know, there are some stages.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's a very odd thing that we humans do.
Crufts where we're kind of like promoting like crossbreeding and perfect features when you kind of like imagine a crufts for humans. So I suppose it's like modeling kind of thing, but like you're choosing the best features of someone. It's a bit German to me.
Oh,
yeah,
I love
like,
that.
This is the perfect dog, you know. And they've all got their hair like covering their face, and you can't see anything. And like, oh yeah, but look how straight it is.
It's a bit German to me.
Yeah.
No, I
Not
agree.
Germany to
I
me.
agree. No, I agree. I agree. It's very trying to create a perfect race kind of thing by messing around with genetics, and it's don't fuck with things you don't have control over. That's just a rule of life.
I really thought about crufts before and like how it is like that. So maybe that's another add-on discussion.
Hey, man, maybe that's another discussion for us to have next week. Or well,
Yeah.
I say next week. Next week after. Next 2 weeks.
Yeah. We have been running a bit late on these. But,
yeah.
You know,
But that's fine. They'll still come out on the same day. I'll just have to.
Yeah. No one knows.
No one knows. You never know when this is filmed.
Yeah.
Unless you look at the news.
Say
Say we did a news story from that day. They could be like, well, it was that day then. Well, yeah. But no one's going to do that. No one. No one cares enough.
Past the news stories we've covered, otherwise we'd be predicting the future.
That would be impressive. But yeah.
They can do the math.
Yes. I do have another question of life. Obviously, this is another one that we kind of discussed briefly before we started. But I think the answer is fairly obvious. But I'd be interested to know anyone else's out there as well. Is it worse to live without internet or tech in general?
Oh, my doggy thinks so.
The dog hates both.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't know. Wait. How about you give your opinion first?
Well,
I just had brain fog, so.
I think it's. For me, I could live without the internet. 100%. 100% I could live without the internet. It'd be difficult, and it wouldn't be easy. But I could still text, and I could still call people from a phone, because that doesn't use the internet. So, I've still got that. Yeah. Technology in general, though, and as sad as it is to say, I don't think I could live without anything that's tech. Like, I don't think I could live a tech-free life anymore. I think it's so ingrained in my natural day-to-day life as well that it's just not... I couldn't do it.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you.
The internet is one of those things, like, you can live without it because there are other ways. Like, playing games, you can still play games. You can still watch films. You know, you'd have to go into the cinema and talk to people to get your tickets, but, I mean, you know, that's fairly normal. But, yeah... I think there are pros and cons to both.
Go to a shop to get your food.
Yeah. I mean, there are pros and cons to both, I guess.
Because I think a lot of technology always depends on the internet as well, which is kind of a difficult thing. So obviously with games consoles, like yes, you can play them offline and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can play single player ones, but I mean, I tried it for a week and I realized I downloaded the wrong things, and my options were quite limited. So I was like, oh god.
You'd have to get discs. You'd have to get discs again. Do you remember that when we used to have like shelves of discs?
If you planned it out and wanted to do something like that, then you'd have to try and organize something where you are doing what you want, and you don't have that limitation.
Yeah.
But it just makes things a lot easier, doesn't it?
It does. I think that's the thing for me is like, because we could have made this question kind of anything like, oh, could you live without social media, or could you live without music? Like, it's one of those things. But I don't use social media except for this. So I mean, I don't know. I definitely think it's a no-brainer. Like, fuck the internet. I can live without that. I'll just start buying CDs and DVDs again.
And we would never have met without the internet, would we?
It's true. That is true. Because we met while I was streaming. What game was I streaming? Yeah. Alien Isolation or Last of Us? Fucking
Alien Isolation.
It's been a long time. But yeah.
And this wouldn't happen without it.
Yes.
I don't know. We'd all just be in our little communities, and yeah.
You can still text and call.
Yeah, but how would you meet the people? How would you meet the people to text and
It's
call?
this really interesting thing that we humans can do, which is go outside and socialise.
Yeah. Outside of your local area.
Well, it's another thing that's great with technology is cars. Not all of them are internet, so you could still technically just drive to a place. But I don't know, maybe
be friends with me.
Like a banner just over your neck. Just, I need friends.
Call me.
Call me on
Call
this
me,
number.
baby.
Okay, another interesting. What was my question going to be? Poe. That was it. Without internet, do you think we as humans would be more social, or do you think it would be the opposite way now? Do you think people would just become immediately antisocial and people would just stick to their circles?
I think we would be more social because you'd have to be forced to go out and do things. So yeah, definitely, the internet is definitely a place where for hermits to thrive.
Yes, I do like living in my hermit cave.
As much as it's nice to kind of have the internet and stuff, but you still always need that social aspect.
Yeah.
Of seeing someone face to face.
Yeah.
I
think this last year has taught everyone that.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible to live without, ever going out your house. But it's not a nice way to live.
No, it's not preferable.
No.
Well, well then.
Well.
What an interesting topic.
Yes.
And you know what? We left that off on quite a chirpy note as well, that people would have to be social again and talk in public. Quite a chirpy note. It was a good one. Good one, Sean. Did you like this? Do you think this week's one was good, Sean?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, considering I've been away and not had much time to prep and didn't have much. These ones always go well, when you have...
It's like when you have nothing and you think, oh, it's going to be quick. It actually goes fairly well.
Yeah, when you have loads of stuff, you kind of just power through it and you don't really leave room to interpret things. And discuss them, but yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I think we've slipped into our good format.
Yes. It's fun, man. I like it. And I very much enjoy doing the podcast and everything. It's become a staple now for me. If I don't have it, I'd be very sad.
Yes.
But
you could do without the internet.
Can, yes. And maybe we'll
just have to phone podcast.
Yeah. For how would I'd have to... Ooh. Yeah, that's a good point. How would I record it?
A recording device.
Yeah. Oh.
And then how would you upload it? You wouldn't upload it.
You wouldn't upload it. It would just be personal use. That's it.
Oh god, we're too ingrained in the internet.
Oh no. Yeah, but yes, but yeah. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that, and it was a good podcast for you, and you all enjoyed it. As always, we're very appreciative to anyone who watches, listens, or however you indulge in the podcasts. Again, always feel free to let us know anything that you would like. And the next podcast might be slightly later when it comes out, so it might not come out on the Sunday. As we normally do. Not this one, of course. You're seeing this on the Sunday. But the next one might be slightly late. For a reason that we shall not disclose. I mean, you probably already guessed it since we've talked about it numerous times.
Yeah.
But, the next podcast will be slightly different. It might be a bit late. But, yes. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for watching.
Organisation.
Yes. And that is what we shall definitely be doing over the next few days. We will be working hard to get that sorted. But, yes. Thank you to everyone for watching. We're always appreciative. Thank you to Sean for joining me for this, even on his phone.
Yes, my 5 pixels.
The five pixels.
Every single pixel is happy about it.
Every single pixel is ecstatic. But thank you very much to everyone for watching. It's been a very enjoyable one. And we'll see you in the next one that we do. Bye-bye.
Next one.
Bye.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out.